Hello, and welcome to the allure of fashion and the intrigue of great books. Today, we hear from an innovative artisan who repurposes leather goods into the most wonderful, fashionable, artistic creations. She's reducing our footprint and guiding us all to be a bit better every day. Repurposed, recycled, and re-loved. I'm your host, Wendy Kendall, and I'm especially passionate about purses. My mystery, Cat Out of the Bag, is available in paperback from Harlequin Books at harlequin.com. Cat, with a K, is Catherine Watson, purse designer and amateur sleuth. As Catherine moves from designer bags to body bags, she's uncovering clues to a murder. All That Glitters is not Judith Lieber. For those of you enjoying summer reads, I recommend my rom-com, Cherry Shakes in the Park. Bryson is training for track and field Olympic trials. He's plagued by an attack on his heart. His ex, Marta, is back in town and stars in the acting troupe's weekend show in the park. She stomped on Bryson's heart once. Can he trust her with it again? Marta's co-star, Sonona, charms Bryson over Cherry Shakes in the Park. He's torn between rekindling his past or starting a new flame. Danger escalates during a midsummer night's dalliance at desolate Loon Point. Please check my website, wendywritesbooks.com, for more on all my mystery and romance books, which are all available on amazon.com. And thank you to all the readers who've told me how much they enjoyed my books. Now, my guest today is Betsy Pozzanghera. Oh, I knew I'd have trouble with it. She's the owner of Be Positive Books. That's a double Z in positive. BePositiveBags.com. She runs a Spokane, Washington-based, women-owned handbag business with small-scale production. All of the products are created by upcycling, repurposing worn leather goods like jackets, vests, boots, and horse tack. She's determined to have a small footprint on this planet. Just wait until you hear some of the beautiful stories behind the purses and products from Be Positive Bags. Welcome, Betsy Pozzanghera.
You did very well at that. Thank you.
In pursuit of fashion and fiction. Hi, Betsy.
Hi, how are you? That I know that last name is a tongue twister. I had to learn it myself when I got married.
Well, Betsy, when I met you at a summer arts festival near Seattle, I was first attracted to your booth by your irresistible purses.
Thank you.
Then, when I chatted with you, I was delighted to find out that behind every purse, there's a story. So tell us about how you got started in this exciting business.
Well, I've been crafty my whole life. My mom did a great job of exposing all four of us to everything you can imagine craft-wise. And then in 2016, I think it was, my mother-in-law sent us the normal Christmas money and said, Betsy, don't fall on the kids. You need to do something for yourself this time. The kids are, old enough. And so I found online a community that had different online courses, and I chose making a leather bag because I'd never worked with leather before, and did that and really enjoyed it. I almost ruined my normal sewing machine, but that's what you do. And so I made one bag, had some leather left over from that I had purchased, and thought, oh, how can I use this? Oh yeah, I've got that pair of boots that I never wear up in my closet. They're leather. So I cut those apart and used those for pockets. And then I just kind of started going and finding leather things and making bags.
Fantastic. And oh my gosh, they're so incredible.
Yeah.
And as I looked through your booth that day, I was really excited to discover where the materials for each bag came from and how you had so intentionally created the shapes and the designs. Where and how do you find all these materials now?
Most of them are thrifting. So Goodwill's, St. Vincent de Paul, up in this area, eBay is a good source for me, Facebook Marketplace, estate sales, places where people are saying, I've got this leather couch, that I'm gonna sell to you for $100 or throw it in the garbage. And I'll say, there's got to be some good leather on that.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I mean, I'm just visualizing taking a couch and pulling apart pieces of it.
It's quite satisfying, actually. The first couch I got was a really nice couch, and a guy had it in his storage room and building, and so I went to pick it up and we loaded it on the truck, and he was telling me that he repurposes wood and makes things. And I said, well, this looks like a good couch. Can I cut the leather off and see what's underneath? And he said, sure. And it was beautiful wood, because back then they made really nice furniture. And so I said, do you want the frame? And he said, yes, I'll take the frame and reuse the wood. And I reused the leather. So it was a win-win.
It's just so good for the environment too. This is just so incredible.
Yeah.
Well, as
What?
listeners will see on your website, bepositive.com, you offer an assortment of ready-made bags from wristlets to totes, messengers, and duffel bags, and several other styles. Would you show us a couple of your favorite bags and
Sure.
describe how you made them?
Okay. And I'll start out by saying that all of my designs are original, and then all of the stylings and details I add to them obviously are original as well. Um, so I'll start with the Emmeline bag, and it's a small kind of bag that you can, put your wallet in, your phone in, your tablet could fit into this one. I make a smaller Emmeline bag as well. This one's named after my daughter. And
Oh,
obviously, maybe not obviously to some of you, this was a vest.
oh,
So here's the pocket of the vest, and I elongated it so that your phone can fit in the front there.
oh, that's so awesome.
And then the main body of this was from a leather chair.
Oh,
And it's a beautiful green color, whether you can see that or not.
it's showing up great.
Yes, so that's the Emmeline bag. And then the next size up, or the next shape up, is the Carol, which is named after my mother.
Oh,
Um,
beautiful.
this this part was a jacket, and it's a rusty color. And then this crown, as some people call it, is the back heel of a fashion boot.
Oh,
So I cut that off the boot and put it on there. And then
wow.
a jacket made up the rest of it. So
And the
that's,
leathers look so smooth.
yeah. Yeah. Some of them are a lot more supple than others, depending on where I get them from, a jacket or a really worn something else. And I try to make the linings, match the personality of the purse on the
Oh,
outside. I love
lovely.
doing that. And then the last one I'm going to show you is uh one of my other very popular, and this is the Kirsten, named after one of my sisters. And this is one that you kind of wear tucked up under your arm in a crossbody fashion, sort of like this. This also is from a couch, but it's a blue couch, and this was on a cape,
Oh,
a
beautiful.
leather cape. So yeah, and then
I
each
love
bag,
that slant.
Yeah, a lot of people really like that, which I'm
Yeah.
glad about. Each bag, I have a story that tells people, what the bag was created from. So they have a little provenance. I just think it makes it more interesting to know that this bag, what other leather I made, had another life, and it has so many stories built into it, and it's just waiting for the new life with whoever the purchaser is.
Oh, isn't that great? Uh, just just want to stop long enough to let you know that if you ever want to design a Wendy bag, feel
Ooh,
free.
okay, sounds good. Would love to do that. I'll talk to you a bit more about who you really are.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, as listeners, oh, I already asked you about that, but let me say my In Pursuit mystery series of books came from my love of the fun in all kinds of purses and bags. And in my books, my amateur sleuth and purse designer, Catherine Watson's, her views on suspects includes what they're carrying, since those show clues to personality traits from what a person carries and for what purpose. So, do you have personalities in mind? It sounds like you do when you begin your design.
I think I I think I sort of do, but in reality, as I thought about that question, it's more about what the bag tells me it wants, what the jacket or the boot or the whatever tells me it wants to be. It's like, okay, I've
Oh,
got these shapes of bags and I've got, 5 or 6 basic shapes. And this jacket, because it has this detail, tells me it wants to be this kind of bag. And so I guess I do think sometimes about who the bag or what kind of personality the bag will fit, but more often it's what the leather tells me it wants to be, if that makes sense.
oh yeah, that's so creative.
It's I listened to a podcast a while ago, years ago, and it was about when artists get in the flow. And I hadn't really thought about that or heard that term before, but I thought, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I do. I get down in my workshop and I am just like taken over, or, just so focused, and my music's playing and working away. And all of a sudden it's like, this one, I love this one. It's going to sell really fast. And I put it in my inventory and move on to the next.
Oh, there's so much energy. That's fantastic. Well, tell me, what types of fiction books do you like to read? And who is a fictional character that you like because of their either fashion sense or their artisan work?
Hmm. I do read a lot of cozy mysteries.
Ah,
I really like Lorna Barrett's bookstore. I think it's called Bookstore Mystery Series or Booksellers or something like that. Um,
ah.
and then I do also like J.A. Jance, the
Oh, yes.
author. Yeah. So those are for the past couple years. I really am cozy mystery and all one-offs, and I'm obviously gonna read about Kat. Um, find out what she's up to. Um, um, but thinking about what kind of which of those characters would wear my bags, I'm like, I don't know, Joanna Brady. She's a rough and tough cop from, down in Arizona. Is she gonna wear a bag? I don't know, but I'd certainly like her to. Uh,
Mm. That's a great character to think about how to, yeah, what would be best used for her. Good
yeah.
one.
Mm,
Ah, good one.
yes.
Well, and speaking of stories, can you please talk about your ancestry project?
Oh yeah, I love that. So what I love to do, and I'm so honored to do, is to have people come to me and say, "Oh, my grandmother just passed, and she wore these boots all the time. What can you do with them?"
Mm,
And so I take things like boots and jackets and gloves and whatever you can come up with, belts, and I make bags for people after kind of interviewing them and finding out what their personality is. Um, and I make bags so that they can carry the memories that are embedded in those leather items on their shoulders. So a lot of times I do multiple bags out of the item given so that, Sister Susie can wear a piece of mom's memory, and Sister Kiri can wear a piece of mom's memory, and Brother Andy can wear a piece of mom's memory. Instead of that leather item left in the closet hanging, or in a box somewhere saying, "Oh, this was mom's old jacket," or "This was dad's old pair of boots."
that's just beautiful that you do that. When I saw it on your website, I was just, my heart skipped a beat.
Thank you. I really enjoy doing that. And so if anybody has those leather items, let me know.
Yeah, they can get in touch with you through your website, right? Yes.
They certainly can. Yep.
Well, when I ask women to tell me about their favorite purse, so many talk about a legacy purse that was given to them by a loved one
Yeah.
that has memories attached. For example, one gal told me about a purse that her grandmother used to carry surprise little candy treats,
Right.
especially for her and the other young grandchildren. And I have several that I treasure from my mother, but especially I did want to show this gold evening bag.
Ooh,
As a child, I really remember my mother. Look at this fabulous chain.
that's
It's
great.
amazing.
That is great.
And I remember my mom, she would take this bag out when she went out on with my dad, like when they had like a date night. And she
Yeah.
was so excited that she was going for date night. And as a little kid, I always associated that with this bag and
Fancy
it was
schmancy. Yeah. When
so
you
fun.
were talking about that, my first thought was, oh yeah, I remember my grandmother's white purse. And just like that one, the snap opening on the top, or the what
Mhm.
twisty thing on the top.
Yeah,
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
yes. They
She'd have her
call,
little gloves.
or at least I've heard this called a kiss clasp.
Ooh,
Yeah,
how
because
exciting.
they kissed together. Yeah. That's such a great story. I love that.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Oh,
Well, I'm going to paraphrase a Frank Sinatra song,
okay.
and I'm tone deaf. The way you hold your purse. According to body language experts, not just the bag, but also how we carry it says a lot about our inherent personality. So Hannah Hong with Reader's Digest spoke with Patty Wood, who's a body language expert. And she noted that she was fascinated by purse behavior as a way to show your status, your taste, your creativity, and your personality. So I'm going to give you some examples. This is kind of fun. If you carry a purse over one shoulder with the bag close to the body now, you're
Okay.
practical and need others to prove that they are worthy of your trust. As someone mainly looking to get things done, you don't like to waste your time and you tend to be cautious and wary and want to be smart in public and watch out for yourself.
Woo.
Yes. Now, on the other hand, if it's over one shoulder, but the bag is swinging freely, then you're characterized by spontaneity, a carefree attitude, and you like to take life as it comes. And people know you as confident and self-assured. You don't put priority on designer labels or brand names. And the swinging and open style indicates that you favor functionality over display.
Love it.
Now, how about the crook of your elbow? Okay, so this approach depicts a flaunting of prestige and authority and can indicate you're carrying a purse with a hefty price tag. And according to Wood, the expert, the arm crook can carry the most width, so carrying a bigger bag signals that you like to be seen. So often celebrities do this with their big double-handled high status bags. And note that if it's held out more away from your body, that's a common style practiced by A-listers because it depicts power. So watch
Whoa.
that, maybe with your politicians, I don't know. Now, if you're carrying it in your hand, this style exudes a more sophisticated and put together quality. People think of you as being assertive, well organized, and efficient. This is the most comparable to carrying like a briefcase and can communicate the importance of the person's job. Your ambitious attributes shine through and you excel at focusing on the task at hand. People also tend to carry a bag this way when they want to attract more attention to the outfit itself. And then the purse becomes just a separate accessory to accentuate your clothing.
Got it. Okay. Interesting.
Now, if you carry in the front of your body, holding it with both hands, body language experts refer to this as twofer, twofer, two. And that indicates a little shyness and a need
Yeah.
to protect yourself. And it may be anxiety in social scenarios or a preference to stay out of the spotlight or a stressful situation or just a genuinely shy person.
Yeah. It's immediately what I thought of.
Yes. And that brings us to crossbodies, which are so popular. So
Yes.
if you're carrying your crossbody with the bag in front, then you want as much freedom of movement as possible, coupled with a feeling of protection and accessibility. And this method allows for the most convenience to be able to get into your bag. Function is more important than appearance in any crossbody.
Okay.
But now if you carry your crossbody with a bag in the back, on your back, you tote around a cool, calm, and collected personality that's more trusting of others. You're also walking with a clear goal in mind, and the bag is analogous to your autonomous individuality. So you don't like to concern yourself with the things you have to carry. Instead, you're great at shaking off life's burdens and like to view life through a more casual and relaxed lens.
Love it. Love it.
Now, Betsy, what is your favorite style purse for you yourself to carry?
Okay. So I go between two, and from your descriptions, they have the very same personality sort of thing. The swinging shoulder one and the crossbody on the back.
Okay, nice, very nice. Now, what do you find to be the most fun part of your work?
The most fun part for me, besides the creative coming up with it, is seeing people's reactions to the bags and falling in love with them. It's, when I first made that first bag or two, and then all of a sudden I had 23 bags downstairs, and my husband said, try and sell them. And I said, nobody's gonna like them. And he said, just try. And thank goodness he sort of pushed me into that.
I'm so
Because
glad.
yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm doing something worthwhile, and I'm making people happy, and that's a really great feeling. I love
Mm.
it.
Well, thank you so much for sharing this fashion and fiction fun with us. Can you tell us again the best way for listeners to order your bags?
You can go to bepositivebags.com, or if you'd like to, you can just email me at bepositivebags@gmail.com.
And you can find the spellings for both of those right in the description, right below our podcast here. So thank
Perfect.
you so much, Betsy. And listeners, you definitely want to check out that website, bepositivebags.com. And
Thanks, Wendy.
oh, thank you. Thanks for doing this podcast episode. I just love all your bags.
Oh, thank you so much. This was fun.
And listeners, you're invited to my website too, wendywritesbooks.com, to see my books and explore more on fashion and fiction. And thank you, listeners, for joining us. Be sure to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. And join me next time for the allure of fashion and the intrigue of great books.
Yay! Fabulous.